Hey guys, today I am going to tell you about my most embarrassing moment. It was a cold and stormy night in beautiful Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, where it was neither cold nor stormy, but emotionally it got cold and stormy pretty fast. So I went with one of my dear friends, Ashley. We were there with her parents, her grandparents, and her brother, and then me. And one day we were like, the boys are all gonna do things and the girls are all gonna do things. And so the girls, we were like, let's do like this great, fun, exciting pamper day. And we're gonna go to the spa and we're gonna get massages, like it'll be great. And the way we decided to do it is that we were under the impression that we were going to do kind of like couple style massages where like Ashley and I would be together in one room and then her mom and grandma would be together in another room, but that it would be, you know, like that, not individual massages. And we go in there, right? And we get our robes and we like change out of our things, and I asked them, I was like, you guys have never had a massage, like do I get totally naked or can I like leave my underwear on? And Ashley was like, I'm leaving my underwear on, so do that. And I was like, if you want, you know. And I was like, great, I am going to do that since, you know, this is a foreign country and a stranger. I'd rather not be totally nude. So I leave my underwear on and I put on my robe, but otherwise, you know, nude as massages go, because it was like full body massage and facial. So then we all leave things in our lockers and then like go to this waiting room, and we all kind of felt a little bit awkward. It was really nice. It wasn't like sketchy at all. It was like part of our hotel resort thing we were in, and it was a nice place, but we all were sitting in this room like, this is feeling awkward. We all were kind of in four opposite corners of this waiting room, and we're like supposed to be quiet and we're kind of talking, but we're all like getting uncomfortable. And then, you know, a woman walks in and calls one of our names. I think it was her grandma first, so she pulls her grandma out. And then we were kind of like, I thought these were like couple massages. Like maybe they were only gonna do one thing and then bring in her mom. I don't know, we didn't know. But we were like, this is a little weird. And then we kind of wait a long time, and then they go and they bring Ashley's mom and make her leave. And we're kind of like, this feels scary. It feels like they're gonna take us and execute us. It's feeling weird. And I was just really uncomfortable anyway because it was so foreign to me on multiple levels. I had never been to Mexico, I'd never had a massage, I'd never done anything. So I was just like, this is weird. They come and they pull me out, and it's the smallest little sweet Mexican woman I've ever seen in my life. She's like a lot smaller than me, maybe like shoulder height, if not a little less than my shoulder height. You could tell she didn't know whether or not she wanted to touch me right away, because she was like wanting to lead me to the room where I was gonna have my massage, but so she kind of was touching me, but like didn't want to be too invasive or something, so like almost wasn't, so I just like barely felt her fingertips on my back, on my lower back, and I was like, this is already so awkward and so weird. And so she like brings me into this room. She's like, I'm gonna give you a minute to disrobe and stuff, and she's gonna step out and then like lay down on the bed, right? She hands me this piece of paper, basically, that I would say looked like a surgical mask, but a little bit longer. I had no idea what this was. I was like, why did this woman hand me this weird surgical mask? Where could this go? I don't know, I just had no idea. I was looking at this horizontal piece of paper and I had no idea what to do with it. So she walks out and I'm just staring at it and I'm like, well, and I take off my robe and I'm like, well, the only part of me that is not covered is my chest. So I guess that's where it goes. Yeah, so I'm like, well, I don't know what else to do with this, so I put it on my top half, and then I lay down and, you know, cover myself with the sheet like she said to do. She comes back in and she just starts like massaging my neck and my shoulders, and then, you know, for a long time. And then eventually she moves down and realizes that the surgical mask is around my chest, and she just starts laughing at me in Spanish, and, you know, is like, no, oh no, no, this is not where that goes. It's supposed to go on as pants. All while I'm like so flustered, and I'm like, oh, well then why did she hand it to me horizontally? She should have handed it to me vertically, and I would have been like, looked at it more like pants, but instead it was just like a surgical mask. It was horizontal. So I, at this point, am just like embarrassed, but also really saw the humor in it because she was trying not to laugh at me because I don't think she wanted to embarrass me, but you could tell she like found this really funny. So then I'm just like laughing because I'm so uncomfortable. I was like naked and I was so not used to being naked around humans, and I like am wearing this pants as a top, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? So I'm trying not to laugh. And then as this massage continues, I'm starting to be like, maybe the worst is over, you know? She lets me like step into the little shower or whatever, because then the next portion is gonna be like the facial. So then she like steps out, comes back in, now I'm like in the bed, face up. She starts doing the facial, which seemed normal at first, until all of a sudden it was not normal at all. So my face is real oiled up, and she starts like slapping my face, you know? She's like a whoop, whoop, and just like slapping my face. And I'm just like, what is happening right now? So it felt very strange, and then, you know, she starts like tapping my face, which feels a little more normal. I still never had that done, although I'd had a facial before, but I still was like, this is a little funny, a little interesting, but at least it kind of made more sense than like slapping my face. And because my face was so oiled up, it like really made a popping sound. And so again, I'm finding this kind of funny, and I'm trying to take this whole thing very seriously because massage is supposed to be relaxing and serious. And instead, I just didn't know anything, because even when she was giving me the massage, she was like, oh, is that nice? And I was like, well, sure. But I didn't know that what she was asking was like, do you want more pressure? So then instead I was just like, she like tickled my back for an hour or whatever, however long it was. She just like tickled my back, and it wasn't even like, what I needed was to get some knots out, because I carry my tension in my shoulders and my back, and I just needed her to get those out, but I just was an idiot and I just didn't know how any of this worked. Anyway, back to the facial. So she's slapping my face, she's tip-tapping my face, and then all of a sudden she like stops all this and gets these two tiny little like bells, like a little organ grinder's monkey would use, and she starts like ringing them over my face. And I just start laughing. I'm like, what is happening? She's slapping my face. I'm wearing this thing on my chest. What is happening? And I just start laughing, and I'm like really trying not to laugh. So I'm just laying there like this, like really trying to not laugh, and I just can't help it, and I just couldn't wait for this to be over. So finally, what felt like an eternity of a disaster went on, and it finally ended. And we get back into the locker room, and we're all in there, you know, and everyone's like, putting on their robes, like putting their clothes back on, like, oh, wasn't that the best? Oh, don't you just love massages? Oh, and I'm just there like scarred for life from what I've just done. And I'm just sitting there like trying to get dressed and just being so weird. And then Ashley turns to me and is like, how was your massage? And I'm like, weird. It was weird. I'm like, she basically just tickled my back, and she's like, well, don't you know that you're supposed to just tell her to go harder? And I was like, no, I didn't know. I'm like, and then I also put on the pants as a top, and all of these beautiful, beautiful women just start laughing at me hysterically. They're like, oh my God, Katie, you put the pants on as a top? And I'm like, I didn't know. She handed it to me like this. And then Ashley's like trying to be nice, like, oh yeah, I'm sure I would have done that too. No, I know that everybody was just lying. And then I'm like, please don't tell your dad, Ashley, because he's going to make fun of me. And she's like, of course, nah, I won't. And then we get back with the boys, and Ashley and her family are like, guess what Katie did today during her massage? She put on the pants as a top. I think they let me tell the story, so I did, but it was mortifying. And then I was like, maybe no one will make fun of me. Well, the duration of that 2-week trip, every single time I had to do anything, he was like, now Katie, when you change out of your PJs and put on your normal clothes, remember, tops go here, or whatever, or like it'd be a hat and you'd be like, hats go on your head. And it was hilarious, but it was very embarrassing, and I got very flustered every time. And it was fun, and we hung out on the beach, and it was great. But really the thing that haunts me is that I never want to get a massage ever again because I'll do something dumb. Yeah, it's a lesson that I don't think I really needed to learn. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe because that would mean the whole entire world to me. And like this video and comment and tell me what you would like to see me talk about or do next week. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you so much. Bye!